Hey everyone, holy moly guacamole. We are on week 11 of the 12-week Starting Over series. For those of you who haven't been following along, and this might be your first video to view on the 12-week series, I created a 12-week Starting Over program that is launching nationwide on prison tablets as we speak, which is very exciting. And I'm currently going through this 12-week Starting Over program with my internal employees, and I made a commitment at week 1 to go over the topic with everyone on LinkedIn each week. Even though these videos only allow me to do 10 minutes, usually it's about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour each topic. So I try to condense everything that I can that's important in that hour and share it with you guys on LinkedIn. So we are in week 11. Next week will be our final week. Yay! So week 11 is all about reverse engineering your goals. So when I first got sober, actually even the last year of active alcoholism, I was doing this. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I've always been kind of a sucker for pain, where I really take a stair-step approach to like wean off of stuff, whether it be a toxic relationship, drugs, or alcohol. Because of my fear of change and the discomfort with it, I've always kind of been like real slow to let go of things. And so the last year of my active drinking, I was making moves to go in the right direction of reverse engineering my goals. And so what that looked like was I actually bought giant sticky notes. I'm sure you guys have seen them before. They're like huge sticky notes. I think they're like $35 or something at what is it called? Office Depot. And I put them all on my wall. So basically I have this little mini example. So picture huge sticky notes on your wall, and since they're so big, I would break it up. I'd say January and February on one, March, April, May, June, July, August. So I do 2 months on each one. And because I started on New Year's Eve, I usually always start at the beginning of the year, but just know that this can be started anytime. Like you can literally start it now, right in the middle. Whatever month you're on, you can start there. But the way that I started to reverse engineer my goals, and it worked, right? I ended up getting sober. I ended up growing my company to profitability, going from negative in the bank to building a multi-million-dollar business, and losing the weight. I also was overweight, and I had a goal to lose weight in a healthy way. I know not for everyone setting a goal to weigh a certain amount of pounds is healthy, but for me, I really had a lot of weight to lose. So the way that I reverse engineer my goals is basically I come up with a list that aligns with my personal core values. Remember at the beginning of this series, we talked about your personal core values. And so for me, my personal core values are basically stay sober. That's really important because I can't do anything else if I'm not staying sober. Trust God. And that's a big one. That's a hard one for me. And love people, another hard one to do, because you know what I'm saying. So trust God, love people, and stay sober. So that's the first thing that I have to write down, to know that every single goal that I write down, does it align with my personal core values? So sitting down and writing a list of all your goals. It can be 30 of them if you want. I would say at least 10, and make them measurable. So just simply saying lose weight isn't really measurable. So for me, I would say I want to weigh 145 pounds or something. I want to. I don't know if I'll get there, and as long as I'm healthy, I'm happy, right? Or for me to say I want to grow my business isn't really measurable. I have to say I want to hit X amount per revenue or I want to have X amount on my head count of employees that I have on my payroll. And so I've been doing it for the past 4 years, this sticky note process. So writing down a list of those things. And again, make sure as you're writing things down, you might have to cross out or erase and rewrite them down as something measurable, because I'm guilty of it too, to just say, love myself more. Well, what's love myself more look like? It could look like joining a community. So for me, I'm in roller derby. I'm a roller derby girl, and that was part of loving myself more, getting into something that actually made me happy and kept me active. And that actually pushed me towards my weight loss goals as well, because it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of exercise. So writing a list of all those things down and making sure that they're measurable. And then what I would do is look at my sticky notes. I'd have them up on my wall, or really, because they're so big and I had to step on a chair to be able to write stuff down, I would actually put them all on my floor and get on my hands and knees and just kind of use a Sharpie and write down different months that I thought I could achieve those goals over the next year. So if it was something like, be at a run rate of X million by December, right? So put that down. I definitely in December, every single year, I'll put right now mine says 4 years sober in December. I have to achieve that. That's a measurable goal that I really want to achieve. And so in reverse engineering your goals, what am I going to do to achieve 4 years sober in December? That's where I have to look at, okay, love myself. How do I measure loving myself? Joining a community. And I put on my sticky notes by a certain time, when was I going to join that community? It was really intimidating for me to show up to a group of skaters and be like, hi, my name's Cheri and I want to try this thing out, right? So I have to put it down as a goal to get to. Now, the one thing that I do want to share with you guys is a lot of times I will put down a goal and I'll completely miss the mark. I could have something in July that says have X amount in revenue. And if I don't hit that goal, it's no big deal. It just kind of rolls over. It stays top of mind. A lot of reason why we don't achieve our New Year's resolutions is because we think of the goal and then we put it away and it's not top of mind. It's not in our face. So my sticky notes are right in my face all the time. And so even if I miss that goal or I miss the mark, it's still there and it's still hovering. And I know I'm going to get to it at some point. So there's been times where I've had a goal of a certain amount in revenue or a certain business win, and it's rolled over year because I still haven't hit it. So knowing not to be discouraged if you don't hit a goal, because things happen and you can't predict every single thing that happens. Especially, my sticky notes were blown up during COVID. I had no idea I was going to pivot the business into a disinfecting company. So there was no way to plan for that. And a lot of my goals got shifted and changed. And that's okay, because we're human and we ebb and flow through life, and we're just trying to be the best versions of ourselves that we can, not comparing ourselves to anybody else. What do we want for ourselves? And that's how I map out my goals. So the homework for this week, and I hope in this short video I was able to explain all this because I only have 1 minute left, but the homework is write down a list of measurable goals that align with your personal core values. If you don't have your personal core values, go back to my LinkedIn page and click on post and go back and look for the video that explains how to come up with your core values, and start a sticky note process if that's something that will work for you. Some people are more digital and do everything on the computer. I am not. I am a pen and paper type of girl. I love using notebooks where I can I thought that was upside down, where I can prioritize what I'm doing. I have shiny object syndrome sometimes, so I have a little back burner space where if I have an idea that I can't pursue right then and there, I write it down. So if anybody has any questions, reach out to me. This video is ending in 5 seconds, so I gotta go. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.